Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to f0rje Plays Risk of Rain 2. Now, I have to tell you, today is the day. Today is the day that we are going to get to the Celestial Portal, activate the obelisk, and erase ourselves from existence. We haven't played as Huntress in a while. Hoping that means we'll have some good luck. Get some good items. Preferably lots of glasses. I don't know that this was the chest I should have opened right away, but you know what? I'm not going to say no to the black hole generator. And by black hole generator, I mean primordial cube. Okay, I got really confused there. My phone was still playing music from earlier, and I thought it was in the game. And I thought we had overlapping... Ooh, that's gonna get played. We are gonna farm the crap out of the items here. Ouch. You bastard. Because we want as many attack speed buffing items as we can get our hands on. Alright. First chest. Monster Tooth. Second chest. Goat Hoof. You know, I love Goat Hoof. I'm willing to sacrifice Goat Hoof for additional attack speed, 100%. Let's make sure we know where the portal is. It's definitely not back here. I'm gonna play this shrine once, which is really actually all that we can afford. But I mean, hey, it gave us a terrible item, so I guess it was a smart thing to do to come out here and get it out of the way. I really do think that the Huntress would be a lot better if you could sprint backwards. Because right now, you cannot sprint backwards. But I do think that's... Oh, it's right there. Your boy is blind. What else we got here? Oh, that's a green. I mean, that's fine, but not exactly what we were looking for. Jump. Yeah. That right there just showcases the power, the sheer potential of the boomerang? Laser glaive. Sure. That's what we'll call it. I'm gonna call it the boomerang. It doesn't come back to us, but it bounces around a lot, so boomerang it is. But yeah, it's really that, coupled with the ultimate attack where we shoot tons of arrows down from the sky, really is what makes the Huntress such a commander of area of effect damage. Now, with the Skills 2.0 update, additional alternate skills were added for all the different characters. They implemented a loadout system, excuse me. And I believe the loadout system kind of smooths out some of the single target versus AoE problems that the Huntress has. Makes it a little bit more balanced. But seeing as we haven't actually unlocked any of those skills, I couldn't say for sure. Okay, well, in the world where all we want is white items, of course, all the game will give us are green items. There is one... Oh yeah, it's over here, okay. So, am I missing the statue that I know is there? I don't want to activate the teleporter until we have all of the attack speed items we want. Please freeze fire. There we go. That was actually way less effective than I was hoping because there was no way for it to bounce back. Oh, no, that's just a healing drone. Come on now. 3 nothings in a row? Equipment. I mean, I will take the rocket launcher every day. Would I prefer that it was something that was white that I could exchange for attack speed? Definitely. As it stands, I think we're gonna get 2 of these bad boys. Because I don't think there are any more chests. It kinda sucks. But, you know, attack speed is attack speed, and you can see just from these 2, our attack speed is greatly, well, I'm holding my hands up in the air doing the air quotes thing right now. Greatly improved. Air quotes motion, I should say. Wandering Vagrant, yes. Here? Nope. Complete whiff. Ripperoni? Oh, that was certainly not where I intended to teleport. I was thinking like Commando there for a second. Okay, maybe here? Is it? Maybe it is actually hitting, but it's just hitting like on the legs. I guess that could explain some stuff. Oh, hello. Let's maybe zip over here real quick. Drop that. Get into cover! Frick. We actually overshot the place we wanted to hide. Well, that sucked. I was really happy about getting a couple of attack speed boosters. Oh well. As we always say, live and learn. Is that what I say? I don't know. So, question for all of you out there. How do you feel about bacon cheeseburgers? Now, it's an odd question to ask, I'm sure, because, you know, everyone that isn't a vegetarian, I feel, has the opinion that bacon cheeseburgers are just strictly better than non-bacon cheeseburgers. And as someone who generally chooses the bacon option on the cheeseburger menu whenever given the chance, you know, you could definitely reasonably assume that I'm also in that, you know, a card-carrying member of that bandwagon. But, you know, lately I've been thinking more and more, and it's really occurred to me, when I do order bacon cheeseburgers, do I really even notice the bacon? You know, I've definitely become more, how do I want to say it? Ooh, okay. We're getting some good items, you know? We already have one of our adrenaline syringes. I want to hit that multi-shop up there, although it doesn't look like there's much of like a really goodness. But let's hit it now before we do anything else, and then we'll pop the teleporter. Anyways, bacon cheeseburgers. Or even just cheeseburgers in general. I've come to the conclusion that generally cheeseburgers are about the sauce. Right? Like, no one really buys a frig. That wasn't intentional. I think we might be able to do this quite a bit faster if we go up this launcher instead of the other one, and maybe we can, like, maybe if I had a second jump. Rip. There's a utility chest there. See, the thing is that we need enough to open the multi-shop, which is what I'm going to start calling it from now on. Ooh, okay, see, the double jump would have been really helpful there. And will actually be really helpful in getting us back And the best part is I fat fingered. I have my dash bound to, I have 2 buttons on the side of my mouse. And I have dash bound to the front one and purchase to the back one. And that's why that caused such a huge problem there. Extra frig. I guess we could have just gone up here and saved ourselves all that time. I wanted to open this chest as well. Tri-tip dagger, you know, not like a complete mouth-open pog item, but a solid workhorse, I'd say. Helps get you through the early game. Doesn't scale very well, but, you know, it helps get you through the early stages of the game, which can be pretty tough if your character's lacking some single target damage. Also, we basically got all the items that we liked from our last run in this run without any of the poop that we didn't really want. So, you know, I'm digging this. I'm really digging this. Okay. Pop between the 2. Drop that down. Get blasted for half my health bar. Seems like a solid plan. Hit this. We're gonna do it twice and then pop the teleporter. Okay. Roger that. So anyways, bacon cheeseburgers. I just feel like people really only eat cheeseburgers for the sauce. And it's misleading to think that bacon really enhances the taste of a cheeseburger enough. Like, do you really notice the bacon when you buy a bacon cheeseburger? Because maybe I just don't have discerning taste buds. But, you know, I've come to realize that when I buy a bacon cheeseburger, I don't actually really notice. Unless it's bad bacon. That is my telephone. For those, if that even came through on the mic, I'm not sure how sensitive it is, actually. So by the way, we're in a horrible spot. I kinda... Well, actually, you know, maybe we're not. Maybe this isn't as bad as I think it is. Yep. Down here. Perfect. I actually didn't realize that he was doing the thing there. Nice, got him. Okay, this run is going to survive beyond the initial stage, which I am very happy about because we've got some good stuff here. I would really like to get to the point where my auto attacks one-shot lesser wisps. Not really up to me. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. We do have a challenge that requires us, and it's a Huntress-specific challenge, that requires us to have 12 crowbars at once. So I suppose if we find a crowbar printer, we can, you know, engage in some exchanges. Anyways, the point that I'm making is, bacon generally is one of the unhealthier meats for you. And also, in my experience, restaurants like to charge a pretty hefty premium for the inclusion of bacon on a cheeseburger. Like, at least on the East Coast of the United States, like $1 or $2 on like an $8 burger. You know, I don't know about you guys, but it doesn't really seem like a huge proposition value for me when I don't really even notice the inclusion of the bacon in the first place. Now, I can already hear the calls from my head. You know, heretic! This man doesn't want bacon on his cheeseburgers! So on and so forth. I'm trying to level with you. I'm thinking about money, because, you know, money has been a pretty big concern for me of late. And so I guess you could say these sorts of thoughts are inspired by my need to be frugal. But I think there's like a grain of reality there. that, you know, maybe bacon isn't all it's cracked up to be. Well, okay, maybe bacon on a cheeseburger isn't all it's cracked up to be. Alright, so, things I would like to see here. Actually, I would really like a Will-o'-the-Wisp. At least just one. I think the on-death lava pillar that it creates would do a lot for our overall AoE damage. I would love to see more sunglasses. From this, though, I am going to buy the Cautious Slug. More sunglasses. So I was incorrect when I quoted stats for the sunglasses in a previous episode. I credited sunglasses with giving you a... Wait. That's another adrenaline syringe. Okay, we want the money for that for sure. I credited the sunglasses with giving you a 2.5 or 5% chance to crit. It's actually 10%, which is huge. Absolutely huge. Way more than I originally thought. I mean, that's like a 10% chance to crit is a sizable amount. And I guess looking at my own attacks, it is kind of foolish to have thought that it was only 2.5 or even 5, just because of how frequently you do get crits. And, you know, you can see them because they have that, like, white outline in red when you land a critical attack on the damage number that pops up. Alright, let's go get the attack speed buff. The only thing that could make me not get this attack speed buff is if the third side of the multi-shop is sunglasses. And it's not, it's Monster Tooth, so that's a fat chance there, Monster Tooth. No one ever wants you. Monster Tooth would be great. You know, or at least, you know, like a solid workhorse item, like the tri-tip dagger, if and only if the radius for picking up the healing orbs was like 30 times what it is right now. Because as it stands, you have to be standing on top of them, and it's just not... When you're in a hectic situation with a ton of monsters on the screen, the last thing you're doing is wasting time picking up healing orbs from Monster Tooth. Okay, I wanted to deal with those elites. Stone Titan is pretty tanky, and I don't really like having to deal with him on Huntress. But on the positive side, he does stand still well enough. And we do get a pretty big attack speed bonus on top of our already sizable attack speed bonus. Uh-oh, this is bad. Okay, we made it around the corner. Not all is not lost. You do get a pretty sizable attack speed bonus from standing in the War Banner area of effect. Now, one thing, when we first played as the Huntress, I was talking about some things that I don't like so much about the Huntress. Mostly, you know, the fact that your auto-aim... There we go. I did not realize we had picked up Lily. I mean, I'm not going to look gift heals in the mouth, but anyways. The fact that you have to be looking at a monster, like, you see, you can't hit that wisp until... Well, apparently you can't hit this wisp ever, because it's too far away. Here to here, you know, it has to be towards the center of your screen, so it's harder to kite things. Which I think really... I don't want to say explicitly nullifies the bonus of being able to attack while sprinting, but definitely makes it much less impactful. Always happy to see the missile launcher. But the thing that really drives me nuts, and it kind of goes hand in hand with auto-aim, But the thing that really drives me nuts about playing as the Huntress is that you don't always... Well, actually, you don't get to pick your own targets, like what you're aiming at. You know, the auto-aim chooses for you, which can often leave you in certain places, especially with large groups of mobs on the screen when you have relatively low damage. You're only ever attacking the monsters themselves, and you might not be hitting the boss, which can be a big problem because until you kill the boss and complete the teleporter event, mobs will never stop spawning. Alright, we're gonna play the rest of this shrine. Glasses, please. If I even have the money to play it again. Okay, we do. You know what? I'm not gonna say no to a brooch. Actually, you know what? We're gonna lay this argument to rest right now. Google brooch pronunciation.
Brooch.
Okay, it's brooch. You got it. Having multiple topaz brooches is fucking fantastic, because every time we kill a monster, our shields that we get from it will be significantly higher. What is this? What is that? The heck? It's gotta be some kind of drone, right? But normally it says what kind of drone it is. Nani? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't just say that word. Monsters, please. I would like to make some money. Ooh, 2 multi-shops. This one has attack speed in it. What are our other options? Yeah, we're definitely buying the attack speed there. I want to pick up the tri-tip dagger, but we're already starting to get into this isn't like the part where it starts to fall off. Damage over time effects fall off quite a bit because they only scale with base damage, which isn't the biggest problem because we're not intending to go super late game on all of our runs. You know, sometimes Risk of Rain runs can be like 3-4 hours long. You know, we're pretty much always gonna stop at the obelisk, just because the sake of my hard drive space. Although there will be some runs where we're gonna have to go quite a bit longer, like when we have to do the Commandos 20 stages in one run challenge. Which honestly is gonna be so Commando runs in general are probably gonna be pretty long for a while now. Or until we unlock that challenge. But on most other characters, there may be different challenges for some other characters that I haven't unlocked yet. But for all the characters that I'm familiar with, we're probably just gonna run up to the Celestial Portal. Which is, in the overall scheme of things, stage 7. Alright, give me something good. Would still like to see Will-o'-the-Wisp. Multiple rose shields wasn't exactly it. Although Huntress is the character that rose shields are actually good on, so I shouldn't be too negative here. I'm actually extremely happy with our run right now. I mean, any run where I actually get more than 0 adrenaline syringes just makes me a happy man. I don't know what it is, my luck at getting adrenaline syringes. I don't know if they're weighted lower because of the relative strength of the item, but I find that it is extremely difficult for me to come across them. Oh wow, that was phenomenal. I don't know if you just noticed that, but I played the Blood Shrine here, and our teddy bears blocked the damage. So we just got a ton of money for essentially free. Now, I forgot, did we know where the portal was, or am I still looking for it? Well, if we knew where the portal was, we're looking for it now, that's for damn sure. Okay, not over here. I think there's a chance for a newt altar to pop here, but again, we're not spending money on those until we have 11 lunar coins. Oh, that's over there. Okay, I see it. I see it. Alright, so we opened that chest. I think we're just gonna head... No, let's get this one before we go. We have plenty of money. Oh, more teddy bears is what your boy wants to see. Teddy bears are going to save our life. Probably 5 or 6 times over the course of this run. Wait, hold on. Was I incorrect? I thought I saw the particle effect for the portal up here. This is the kind of kiting you have to do, and it's just awkward. Like, I kind of understand why it lets you more easily select targets. Like, if you could just hit anything on the screen at any time, you know, that wouldn't necessarily be the best, but, like, come on. Okay, so let's hit these shops. And it's gonna be attack speed, obviously. And I want to buy the dagger, but I also kind of want to get the crowbar. Because I want to get towards those 12 crowbar challenge we need for this character. Okay, love it. Extra sprint speed is real good. Would love to find the portal, though. Ooh, that puts us at 3. Only 9 more crowbars to go. Totally feasible, right? Okay, I'm not wrong. There is a particle effect there. You can barely see it, but it's there. Let me just real quick. Was there any boxes up here we wanted to open? One. We're definitely taking too long on this level, but can you blame me? We have some incredibly powerful items. And it's because I've taken my time zipping around this level looking for stuff. I mean, 4 adrenaline syringes, I haven't had that many in I can't even remember how long. Alright, so I was not wrong about seeing the particle effect. I assumed it was over here somewhere. It's actually over here, which means the portal is down below, which is why I missed it when I was over here before. Greater Wisp. Ooh, this is actually totally fine with me. The only thing that I don't like about fighting flying enemies is that it's harder to aim the volley. Much harder to aim the volley. Another thing that I would love to see is Old War Stealth Kit. I've really talked a lot of trash about it in previous episodes, and I just have to fully admit that I was wrong. Old War Stealth Kit is a great item. It's just not great when you need offense. You know, if your run is hurting for damage, Old War Stealth Kit isn't going to help you out. But if you've already got damage, Old War Stealth Kit's going to save your life. For sure. Also, we've picked up pretty much every item that we could ask for. I mean, I think the only thing that's left are drones. Maybe there's a chest down there, but we've spent enough time on this level already, we're just gonna dip out as soon as the teleporter opens up. Other positive of picking up the crowbar is that I think we are one-tapping lesser wisps right now. Boom. Let's get out of here. Oh. Only one lost run at the beginning of this episode, too. Not that bad. My guess is that the legendary chest is going to be 25 to 3,000 gold. Hoping it's on the lower end. I do 26. Okay, that's a lot better than it could be. I do really enjoy farming for the legendary chest. I tell you what though, I hate this. Although getting the Greater Lemurian in a bottleneck where I can drop down the arrows is pretty nice. We just need money. So we're gonna avoid doing the teleporter event right away. Only gonna pick up chests if I think it's absolutely necessary. Now, we could just farm out, open the teleporter, and get the, you know, I am going to open this chest. It's stupid, but, hey, you know, more crowbars for the achievement on the way. While we're farming, though, we should look for the teleporter so that we don't have to try and find it after the fact. Hey, what's up? I am currently recording for YouTube. That was my fiance. She has exited the building. And now she's closing the door. She's pretty self-conscious about being in videos and on streams and the like. Okay, they teleported the moment I hopped. Also, that multi-shop is just a bag of trash, by the way. Bandolier is okay, but I don't think, like... Ooh, okay, so teleporter's right here. That's not too bad. Bandolier's alright on certain characters. It's really good on characters that rely on their abilities for damage. But Huntress is not one of those, neither is Commando, and neither really is Multi. So... it's pretty mediocre. Like, it's okay to have one every now and then, like... I wouldn't say it's the kind of workhorse that Try to Dagger is. But, you know, it's not the worst. But it's not something I'm gonna spend money for. Like, I'm not gonna knowingly spend money for it, I guess I should say. So I think we'll start the teleporter event when I get to 2,000 gold, because that'll give us enough. Download environment data. I don't want to. I think that's just lore, but I don't really want to spend $1,000 on lore when we've got a good run. More elites, please. Elites are a great source of money. Oh yeah, every time you hear one of those squeaks, that is the teddy bear blocking damage we would have taken. I wasn't sure if that was the sound of a crab spawning, or the sound of crab... Yeah, that's the sound of crab artillery landing. So yeah, I know my unified theory of bacon on cheeseburgers is bound to be controversial, but I do hope that someone at least takes the idea to heart that, you know, how much does a couple of slices of bacon on your burger really actually improve your enjoyment of the burger versus the cost. I mean, it's like a cost-benefit analysis, you know? You really have to... I feel like to pay like $2 extra for a piece of bacon, you've really got to be tasting and enjoying that bacon. And my fear is that most people don't. And I guess my fear makes it sound much more dramatic than I'm intending. Okay. So, legendary chest, not something terrible. I mean, the mask is pretty bad. It's a phenomenal item in Risk of Rain 1, but the switch from 2D to 3D means that creating ghosts from enemies you kill, especially in later stages when there's tons and tons of enemies on the screen and you're blowing up whole screens worth of enemies with a single click, it's just too resource intensive. So the cap on the total number of monsters that can be on screen and the total number of ghosts you can pick up, that was scary, is just too low for the item to have a solid effect. I would love something that we don't have that I would actually really love to see: armor-piercing rounds. I feel like we need more boss single target damage. We're doing a pretty good job here, especially when we get these bounces. But I don't think that it's enough to feel comfortable, especially as we get further and further on and bosses get more difficult. I mean, we've been fighting this guy for a while, and he's still just barely below half health. I would like to do more damage than that. Also, Teddy Bear MVP as usual. That was too early, I think. Oh, maybe he will go through it. Go, 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 go. Oh, you know what else I would love to see? Backup magazine. Having multiple uses of the boomerang would be sick. Also, here's the Will-O-the-Wisp I've been asking for. We did complete the teleporter. So let's try and find some chests we want to open. I'm gonna save playing shrines for later, because I don't want to blow all my money on a shrine that isn't going to pay out, although apparently I'm just going to take that one, and I'm glad I did. We'll never say no to more attack speed. I know there are a bunch of chests here. Or at least somewhere around here. There's one. Ooh, Ceremonial Dagger is so good. Basically, Ceremonial Dagger spawns homing daggers that automatically target and have a decent chance to proc your on-hit effects, which is just so freaking good. Okay. I thought there were more chests around there, but I guess not. That's when we played already. This one, I guess. Ceremonial Dagger makes clearing screens of enemies in conjunction with the Wisp so easy. 2. Flash Grenade's fine. 3. Okay, there's Bandolier. Like I said, I won't willingly pay for it. I'm not going to be like, hey, I'm going to spend money on Bandolier. But if we get it, it's fine. Yeah, let's not waste any more time. The longer we try and eke value out of these levels, the less likely it is we're going to make it to stage 7. Okay. This was not intended. That was kind of weird. I'm glad that you guys all got to see that. That's why I enjoy recording my gameplay, because I get to actually share interesting tidbits like that with everyone. Okay, I would like to see some of these barrels. Alright, so, discussion topics. Let's see, we talked about cheeseburgers. Speaking of which, what is your favorite cheeseburger? Personally, I do love, you know, spicy things as much as my stomach hates that I love them. Oh, this is really bad. Okay, that was... The teleport is just so good. Helps us reposition really easily. That could have gone a lot worse. I tend to like spicy things a lot, even though my stomach hates me for it. So generally I go for like, you know, like one of the best burgers I ever had was like a ghost pepper burger, and I remember I didn't know about ghost pepper and like how hot they were. I was a sweet summer child back then and ignorant to the hottest pepper in the world. And so it was a burger with like jalapenos and stuff on it, and ghost pepper, like not like actual ghost peppers, but like a sauce that was made from like tiny amounts of ghost peppers. And I remember ordering the burger. And I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was called Ghost Rider. Like the DC anti-hero comic villain anti-hero. I mean, Frost Relic is... I feel like Frost Relic's really only good on melee range characters. It's just not impactful enough on non-melee range characters, and I really dislike how it zooms your camera out a lot, making it feel like your character's moving slow when you're not. Fuel cell is phenomenal. Let's just pop the teleporter. There doesn't appear to be that many chests around here, and I don't think the bridge is in. Ooh, goat hoof. Gotta love it. So yeah, I ordered this burger, and in all of my naivety, I don't actually think that's how you pronounce that, but regardless. Cover please. In all of my naivety, I asked for it without jalapenos on it, because it had jalapenos on it. And I remember the waitress giving me this look like I was crazy, and then she goes, "You know it doesn't make it less hot, right?" And I was like, it'll be fine, I just don't like jalapenos. I say jalapenos a lot as a joke, and sometimes my brain, when I try and say it correctly, is like, what are you trying to say? We only say jalapenos in this house, f0rje, come on. Anyways, we are frozen? That was weird. I really don't like these guys both being at half health. I would much prefer that one of them was dead. But whatever. I was just like, hey, it'll be fine. I just don't like jalapenos. Ooh, great. I mean, I guess this helps kite a little bit better, but still pretty bad. And when the burger came, good lord, it was the hottest thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. I was legitimately sweating. Like, I had to wipe my forehead with a napkin. I was sweating so much. My fiance thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world, as she is wont to do. She greatly enjoys my pain and suffering. First sticky grenade. I would love more sunglasses, please. No? Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna say no to more attack speed. But yeah. I just remember sweating profusely. My friends that we had gone out to dinner with were like, "Are you okay? Do we need to, like, get you, like, milk to, like, neutralize the heat?" And I'm like, no, it's fine, as I'm, like, crying in pain because my entire mouth is on fire. It's, in my personal opinion, that an experience like that, like, so completely tops that of getting a couple of slices of bacon on your burger that, I don't know, it's just not economical. And this is a relatively recent stance that I've come across. Give me some, like, McDonald's secret sauce. You know, I think what made me realize it was the fact that McDonald's is now offering, also, by the way, I hate this. Not having any reliable way to stun that guy means I just eat a whole bunch of damage. McDonald's offering bacon on all of their burgers, I think, was what enlightened me to this fact. Okay, this, we are gonna die if we are not careful around those guys. Oh, finally, missiles. Alright, let's let the cautious slugs do their job. Of course, it is just only spawning these guys now. Not what I want to see. We have to, like, kite. Oh my god, we are gonna die. It's just only spawning these. Oh, I think we just barely lived there because I killed something to get the bonus. Yeah, I hate this. Help? Okay. See, this is what we wanted to see. Legions of explosions and things dying. Gonna be totally honest with you, we are not gonna screw around on this floor. We are gonna... I think we've got enough attack speed for now. I'd like more movement speed. Yeah. Oh god. That almost just got me killed. We're gonna pop the teleporter and get the freak out of here as fast as possible. Beetle Queen, eh? At least Beetle Queen is relatively stationary. Which means we will do a lot of damage to her. I hate this, by the way. Anyway, so McDonald's cheeseburgers enlightened me because, in my personal opinion, McDonald's cheeseburgers have really bad bacon on them because, you know, it's McDonald's. What are you expecting? Quality? This isn't a... I don't know, Red Robin? I don't think Red Robin has quality burgers, but it's the only thing I can come up with off the top of my head. Anyways, and I realized that I only knew that there was bacon on the McDouble, or whatever the heck I got. It might have been a Big Mac, because it was bad. And that got me thinking, is that like that for every bacon burger that I have, or is it just because, you know, McDonald's has bad bacon? And I did some thought, and I, you know, ate bacon cheeseburgers at other locations renowned for their great burgers. And I came to the conclusion that really, it's just not worth it. It's not that good. There's not enough that you gain from having bacon on your cheeseburger, in my personal opinion. Which, of course, I'm sure is going to incite a lot of rage amongst the 3 people that are going to watch this video. But maybe, you know, once I'm rich and famous as a successful YouTuber in, like, 30 years or something ridiculous. Never gonna happen. People will look back on this video and crucify me for my off-the-cuff opinions on cheeseburgers. Okay, now that most everything is dead, let's see if we can find any chests around here. Combat Shrine. I would like another couple of goat hooves, for sure. We've got 2 right now. I'm also really impressed with myself that I was able to maintain that whole line of thought for the majority of that boss battle, which, in my personal opinion, was kind of hectic. Also, this totally isn't worth the loop that I'm doing for it, although, depends on what we get from these chests, I suppose. Extra sticky grenade is only a 4.5% damage increase. There is one more chest over here. Yeah, I don't really think this was worth all the time and effort spent running around. Unless we get some obnoxious stuff from these two chests. And a medkit. Okay. Medkit wasn't there, but duplicate missile. It makes the missiles that proc from the missile launcher, instead of doing 300% increased damage, they do 600% increased damage. Which is pretty good. Alright, if we complete this stage, we unlock the Celestial Portal. So let's not F it up. I'd also really like to gather some, ooh, deal 5,000 damage in one shot? Hell yeah. It's gotta be multiple missiles hitting one target, I have to assume, because I don't think it's actually one shot. But maybe it is. Maybe that's just how much damage a missile is doing now. I think we did level up. Excuse me, sir. Kindly frig off. I really just love saying that. Like, me personally, I think I started swearing in earnest, like, in the 5th grade. 4th grade, maybe even. You know, you're a real badass in a small town when you're the only 4th grader on the bus will say the F-bomb. Now, my point with all of that is that I have been swearing so frequently, so regularly for so long. Excuse me, that's my alarm to take my medicine, which we will do after this run's over. Don't worry, it's not that time sensitive. Please end this boss. I don't want to have to deal with this for much longer. Especially not when he's vomiting out tar balls. Okay. So, the goal here should probably be just to zerg the teleporter so that the game doesn't get any more difficult than it already is. But my inner loot goblin requires that I do some chest opening, especially chests with offensive items in them. Personally, I don't consider the war banner to be an offensive item. I think it would be better classified as some sort of utility item, but, you know, who am I to complain? Paul's goat hoof? Literally what I was just asking for. Thank you very much. Well, additional topaz brooches. We're gonna say it correctly with full confidence, knowing how it is properly pronounced now. By the way, when did I get my second Hopu feather? I don't remember. Second Will-o'-the-Wisp. I believe it makes the lava spout larger? Ooh, more tough times? You know, it's almost a shame to have to abandon this run, because we just keep getting better and better the longer we go for. But alas, completing the, I actually didn't mean to press that button. If you thought that was an odd play. Completing the obelisk is a little bit more important to me than just, you know, living it up over here. Another Will-o'-the-Wisp. We are 10 minutes overdue for that chest. Ripperoni. It's totally understandable making it to the 3rd phase in 10 minutes. It's doable. I have done it. It's a little bit harder after the balance changes that make the entire game a little bit harder, but it is still doable. I definitely don't think making it back to stage 7 in 10 minutes, or by the 20-minute mark rather, is feasible. I just think that's not ever going to happen. Alright, where is the teleporter? Am I stupid? Is it right over here? No, it was over here earlier, wasn't it? Or maybe it was here. Okay. Let's use our brains, look for the particle effect. There it is, okay. Anything down there? Ooh, another chest. Don't mind if I do, tri-tip dagger. Not super helpful anymore, but still, in my opinion, a solid B+ workhorse item. Oh great, triple Clay Dune Strider is like not what I want to see. Thankfully we have enough jumps. And our attack speed is high enough that we are proccing missiles at a regular rate. I'm gonna get right up in here. That was a stupid idea. I was like, I'm gonna get right up in here and use fucking Frost Relic to do more damage. Instantly died. Instantly died. God dang it. We were so close. Well, at the very least, we unlocked the, I think that's the Tesla coil, which is a phenomenal item. We'll get there next time. We will get there in the next run. So, thank you very much for watching this episode of f0rje Plays Risk of Rain. If you liked the video, please do click the like button. It helps out quite a lot. And I will see you guys next